Hey. Nah. What's good, everybody? You just tuned in. If you didn't know, now you know. You just tuned in to yet another great episode of TALKBAC with your boy, Bryan A. Cooksey. Let's get ready to rumble. Get your cocktail together. Get situated. If you in your goddamn car, if you at home, if you at work, if you with your side nigga or bitch, I mean, whatever you are doing, just be prepared for this conversation, because boy, oh boy, are we about to go left, right, front, and back all in an hour, all right? So, as you all know, before we even get started, go ahead, tap in on your platforms, let the people know you are tuned in to TALKBAC, whether it's posting your cocktail or posting a picture of this goddamn episode, let the people know what's up. While we at it, go ahead and get your cocktail together, because I'm ready to sip. Wait until y'all find out what this drinking word of the day is. I got an audience up in this motherfucker, and we about to be lit, because I'm already a little fucking lit, and this is just going to be even better, because the shit I want to talk about is a little lit too, and I feel like we need to talk about some things, y'all. I need some, I wouldn't even call it advice. I just want to have a discussion, literally. So, if you're tuned in right now with this episode, go ahead, go to the comments on Instagram and let me know that you done tapped in by saying I'm tapped in. Alright? Now, y'all, I got me another ghetto drink like, what was that, 3 episodes ago? I had to make me a little concoction because I just felt like talking at that time. That's a little bit of what's going on today. I felt like talking right now, and I had to make me a concoction, but it's some lethal shit. That's all I'm going to say, because prior to this, I was taking shots with my back door guest that's in the building right now. But we'll get into that a little later. Go ahead, tap in on Instagram and look at the question of the day. If you didn't know, now you know. Now, audience, you could tap in if you want to as well, but it's up to you. Now, I thought about this question because, why did I think about this? I really thought about this because last week, well, a week ago, about 2 weeks ago, I had a little conversation with a group of people, and I just felt like, you can say all this, you can do all this, you can be all this, you can be all against this or be all for this, but at the end of the day, it's all about what you're doing right now in that moment. So my question is, for you all, let me go back to my notes so I can read my question right. It's a two-part type situation, and just kind of marinate on it. You don't have to answer it right away, but by the end of this episode, I need you to kind of have your own answers to these 2 questions. All right. So the first question is, what is your definition of living in the moment? All right. What is your definition of living in the moment? And then my next question is, if you could describe how you're feeling right now, like while you tuned into this episode as well, if you could describe how you're feeling right now, what would that feeling be? So keep that to yourself. I'm going to say my definition of living in the moment, we'll get to it at the end. Because if you don't know by this title, we are getting a little lit, because we talking about not a road trip, but we talking about a goddamn trip, okay? And this is all going to tie in towards the end, and you're going to be like, oh, now I remember. I don't know if y'all caught that, but if you did, it's just one of those, I caught it. If you didn't, you got to think about it a little later. But drinking word of the day today is going to be, all right, so like I said, the drinking word of the day today is ATL. But it's also going to be a little different. It's ATL and Atlanta, because you can both say it 2 different ways, and I know I'm going to be saying it in both, I want to say styles, but that's not the word. I'm going to just say it in those different terms. ATL and Atlanta. All right, so I done already said it about 7 times, so go ahead and take your first fucking 7 sips, and we'll get into this. But if you haven't made your cocktail already, like, what the fuck are you doing? You didn't answer the question of the day. You didn't tapped in and let the people know you're tuned in. Sip on this drink, and let me tell you about this experience, all right? All right, so originally I was going to ATL to link up with Christina. Now, for those of you who don't know Christina, if you caught the last episode I did, which was shit, what's it called? It had something to do with strippers. The title was strippers something. But if you tapped into that episode, then you would have met Christina. Notice she's a fucking makeup artist at a strip club. You know, she's with the shits, literally. But I was going down there to see my homegirl because that's where she stayed and shit. And this was my third time going to Atlanta since I've been an adult. But second time since Christina has moved to Atlanta. And so, but we planned this like maybe like 3 months ago. When COVID prices for flights was still cheap, because now they went back to the regular prices, because I can't find no cheap flights no more. But when flights were a little cheaper back in the gap when COVID first hit the scene and shit, I had bought the tickets to ATL, and yeah, I was like, yo, I'm gonna buy this ticket from Thursday to fucking Monday, and we go ball the fuck out. And she was like, all right, bet. Lo and behold, y'all, I buy the ticket. What's this? I went on a trip in May. Damn, it's already May. I mean, it's June now, but it's already May. Fuck. I did the trip. I went on the trip in May, but I bought the ticket like, I want to say February, March. I don't know. Whenever I bought the tickets to Miami for Kiani's birthday, I bought the tickets right afterwards for Atlanta because they were still, good prices. And so the plan was, I was just going to come out there. We was going to do a couple of things. Definitely go to OLG. I want to try and catch Blaze, the new restaurant by Candy and Todd. And I wanted to, oddly, I wanted to do a Pain with a Twist in Atlanta because who don't like doing Pain with a Twist, y'all? I think it's a really cool thing and people should do it. I'm actually doing one for my birthday real soon. So yeah, if you want to go, let me know. But we can definitely parlay at Painting with a Twist because it is a vibe. But so the plan, I was to get down there. We were supposed to turn up, get me from the airport, all that. Well, I was supposed to leave Thursday. That Monday, she called me and was like, yo, B, one of the strippers, she like, yo, I need you to come down and do a job in Miami, and I'm going to pay for everything. I'm going to handle you right. I'm going to pay you, basically. And I was like, oh, shit, you should do it. Like, go ahead and do it. And so, but what she didn't tell me was that she had already told a girl that, I was coming, and this was like plans that we had already made. So I was like, but I'm still coming. So how many days you gonna be in Miami and all that? And she was like, oh no, you coming with me? She paying for you too. What? Who don't like a free trip? And I'm already going to Atlanta. Now I'm about to go to Miami. But the question was, I know you probably thinking, Bryan, you flew into Atlanta. Are you catching another flight to fly to Miami, or are you driving? Doom, 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 doom. A nigga is driving, but I'm okay because oddly enough, I mastered that fucking drive majority of the way back. Not to, but back. And let me just start off by saying Florida is it takes a long time once you're in Florida to successfully get to Miami. I didn't realize how close to the fucking ocean it was. I'm just being straight up. But anyways, got to ATL. I was on go with going to the fucking what you call that? I was on go with going to the job that she had to do for the stripper, and I was like, all right, bet. Like, I had met the stripper already before, and then like she just started doing the girl makeup a lot more, so the girl was getting used to her and shit. So she like, yeah, I'm gonna pay for you to come. I got this show I'm doing, all that shit. I ain't really know all the details. I just knew we was gonna go by King of Diamonds. And if you don't know, for all the people out there who into the whole stripper world and shit, and you like strip clubs and all that, King of Diamonds has been closed since the pandemic first touched in 2020 of March. So they had just opened back up when I went back out there in Atlanta. When I was going to Atlanta, they had opened up that weekend in Miami. So it was like perfect timing because that's where the girl was performing at. And she a stripper, so we going to King of Diamonds and get this bag. I'm going to be back there helping them count that shit so I can give me a little something because that's another thing. If you ain't never been in the back of the strip club, you can make some money too if you ain't even doing shit. You could literally make a bag. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But so I was in an ATL. She told me like I gotta get a swimsuit, some swim trunks because Like we had to do red, and to know me is to know red. I ain't got shit red, so it was a hard task for me to find something red. But of course, I pulled it off, and I got the red. But that was the lead up to me actually flying out to ATL, talking about all that, getting the red swim trunks, getting prepared to do the whole like Cabana experience with them in Miami, the whole road trip after I make it to Atlanta. So it's Thursday. My mama take me to the airport. I get on the airport, y'all. Touchdown to Atlanta. Why the first fucking thing I noticed as I get to Atlanta, as soon as I got out the airport, I didn't really think nothing of it because we were right there by the airport, and it's hot when you dealing with your luggage and shit. So I wasn't thinking about it, but like people didn't have masks on. We get in the car, and we like, okay, what we do. When me and Christina get together, ka-ching, what a light head. I ain't got one, but we, was doing our thug. This one was like, yo, we need to go eat, drink, have some drinks or some shit. And I was like, okay, bet, let's find somewhere. But we wanted to do it a little quick because we had a lot of shit to do that day to only leave the next day to Miami. So we go to the gas station. I'm like, yo, let me grab my mask. And she's like, oh, you don't need that shit. I ain't doing that. I'm like, wait, what? And I'm realizing, like, yo, these motherfuckers do not have on masks out here in Atlanta. What the fuck is going on? And it didn't really hit me until we went to the restaurant. So, y'all, at first we was about to go sit down at a legit restaurant. But then I was like, I got on these airport clothes. Your ass just rolled out the motherfucking bed just like 2-3 hours prior to this. So, I mean, let's just go to Chili's, get these $5 drinks, sit at the bar, and fuck with the bartenders and shit, and get some drinks and talk, and then go on about our business. Well, so we get to Chili's in ATL, might I say, no mask. I actually felt like an oddball in a room full of balls because I was the only person with a Band-Aid over my damn face, a mask. You feel me? So I finally took that shit off, and I was like, okay, I'm normal now. We walked in. Shout out. Let me make sure I get your name right. Shout out to Treva. I think that's her name, y'all. She told me that was her name, but I don't know. But Treva, she made these fucking drinks so goddamn strong. Me and Christina both had maybe like 2 cocktails, and I think we did a shot. And we really damn near needed a nap because it was just like, oh shit, I'm lit as fuck, and it's only 2:00 in the afternoon. What the fuck is really going on? And that, I think, was the funniest part ever because we were already talking about we had to drive early in the morning out to Miami the next day, that Friday. So it was like, yo, why are we getting this lit? Mind you, I went out there. We ain't even booked no hotel. We was just like, fuck it. We just gonna do everything the day I get there. So we get there. After we done drinking, we like, yo, let's go check into the hotel, take a little nap. Then Christina had to get ready to go to the strip club because, yo, I didn't realize, not just in ATL, but just in strip club dynamic period, when them girls ready, oh, they gonna blow your phone up. And they blew her fucking phone up for about 30 minutes straight. Are you coming to the club tonight? I need my makeup done. I need this done. You got this? I'm gonna bring this. I'm like, God damn, strippers, calm the fuck down. But anyways, we went to the strip club, and that's where I met the girl who we was going to Miami for her to do her makeup and all that good shit and see her performance. Y'all, her name, real quick, shout out to motherfucking Booney the Barbarian. Best with the hospitality skills. I had an amazing time that weekend. But shout her out because she did her thing at King of Diamonds. She did her thing at the strip club the night before. She did her thing at the Airbnb when her mama cooked the food for us. And she did her thing with all them bottles that was in the cabana at King of Diamonds. I'm just keeping it real. We was lit the whole fucking weekend. I'll just put it like that. But let me go to my notes because, y'all, I'm really going all over the place. And this drink is really getting to me. So, y'all catch up on your sips because I know I done said ATL in Atlanta a good 30 times. So, let me know what your count is at while we at least 15 minutes into this episode. Okay, so real quick, before we went to the strip club and like had to get ready for her to go to work. We went to the hotel. The hotel, I'm not shouting out the name because fuck them, but they had really, 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 really trash ass service, and we only spent our money there because we was already in that hole. We was already a little tipsy, and it was only for that one night, so we wasn't tripping. But we pulled up to a hotel that said they had balcony access for us to only get there, and there was a balcony, but with no handles, and they had chains and locks on the fucking balconies. How you got a hotel and you don't have access to your balconies? Don't put that on your review, and don't put that in your report on your website for us to show up and you not have balconies, and then you mad at us because we wanted a balcony. Yeah, we wanted a balcony, and that lady knew it, and she was being mean to us, but that's all right. The manager got her ass and got her together and gave us a cheap-ass deal on a nice big-ass room. So shout out to the manager, but fuck that hotel because that's the stupidest thing you could do. Who the fuck puts a balcony in a hotel and not give you access to the fucking balcony? Does that make sense to you?
No.
Would you do that? Would you have stayed?
No.
Yeah, I probably would have never stayed. But I'm telling you, we were kind of fucked up. So it was just like, and it was a bar. It was a bar on the first floor. And the bartender was cool. Like, while we was there, the nigga was like, hey, y'all want a drink? And we was like, oh, well, yeah, we just gonna pay to stay here and do this. And so that's what we did. But we woke up and went to the strip club. She did a couple of faces, and it was like, yo, B, we gotta go because we gotta get up and drive on out in the morning. And here's the catch, though, y'all. Strip club life don't end until about 5 o'clock in the morning. But, I mean, of course, Christina's a makeup artist, so she, scheduled a little loose with it, so she could leave a little earlier. We left, I want to say, maybe like 1 something. And Waffle House is all up and through motherfucking Atlanta. Like, you can go on any block in Atlanta and you see a damn Waffle House. Why did it take us an hour and a half to successfully get into a Waffle House, order, get our food, and have a slight confrontation with the people in there? That shit was some crazy ass shit. We drove around for maybe like 25 minutes looking for a different Waffle House. Every Waffle House we went to, line was either busting the fuck out the door, or they were cleaning up and wasn't opening back up till 4:30 a.m. And it was like 2 something. And we was like, oh, hell no. We can't sit in the car and wait. So we ended up going back to the original one that we first had went to. They had the line and a cop car sitting outside, which was very strange to me, only to find out it was the one right across from Georgia State University. So it's like, oh, that makes sense. This is the school's police officer. But we get in there, and it just started going left so quick. Mind you, I don't know if y'all seen my TikTok with Heartbreak by Giveon, what's that nigga name? Giveon. Since like the day that I met you, the day I left forever, it's cold outside. Like when you walked out my life, Okay, y'all get the point. Anyways, I'm in ATL, and we in the goddamn Waffle House, and I heard this song the first time. It didn't really register to me. Heard it the second time, it started clicking to me. When they played it the third time, me and Christina looked at each other like, the fuck is going on up in here? This nigga in his feelings. Lo and behold, 15 people walk in that motherfucker right after we ordered our food waiting. And they like starting to cause all this commotion. The cook, Waffle House ain't never right. They always just got one person working in there for real. The cook threw the spatula down and walked to the back. And was like, I'm not doing nothing until everybody step out. But we had already paid, so that wasn't happening. Long story short, after about 20 minutes, and then a cop who said he wasn't going to get into it, but kind of egged it on and then left, we ended up getting our food, and we went to the hotel. So we got to the hotel. Shit was peachy and cream. By that time, it was time to go to sleep. Fuck it. Friday, we woke up. We left the hotel. We hit the road to motherfucking Miami. Now, it was a 10-hour drive, like max for real. It was 10 hours. But we really got there in like 9 hours and 43 minutes. The biggest thing to me was it's like a 2-hour gap to get out of ATL to get into Florida. But it's like a fucking 7-hour gap to get from the top of Florida to the bottom of Florida to get in fucking Miami. So, power to the people that make that drive. power to the people that live in Florida that make that fucking drive to go turn up in Miami, because I just couldn't. That it was just too long. It was too long, and I kept seeing water. And you know when you see the little hills on the side of the freeway that be like bouncing and shit, not bouncing and shit, but y'all know when you go to Galveston and they have like the little wave walls that's on the freeway. You know what I'm talking about? Like that little thing that go like that. Yeah, it was doing that shit. So, but we ended up getting to Miami at like 11 something. Got in the Airbnb. Shout out to Booney again, because like I said, she covered everything, and I wasn't going unless shit was covered for real, because my trip was to come to ATL, not to go back to Miami that I had just came back from. But I was like, shit, why not? Another experience in Miami. I tell you, this drink is strong. But this is now Saturday. Saturday is the performance. We got to get ready for her to go to King of Diamonds. So we already knew, like waking up, I knew Christina was going to be busy doing that. In the Airbnb, it was Booney the Barbarian, which is the stripper, the entertainer, the artist within itself. Her guy was there, who's a porn star. And then she had another stripper friend there whose husband was there, and she didn't hold back. She let the world know that's her husband, and that's her husband. You feel me? And then she had her homegirl there and her mom. Shout out to her mama. She from Alabama, and she cooked breakfast for us. She had us a nice little lunch prepared for when we left to go to King of Diamonds too. But yeah, shout out to her mama. Real G status. Everybody got their shit done. We all chopping it up in the Airbnb and stuff. Little dogs running and shit. Real cool vibes. I had to put on these red ass swimming trunks. I really wasn't down for it, but I jazzed up my look. I had on a social distancing shirt, so you knew not to get too close to me. But I'm here to parlay if you really want me to parlay, you know, because I done drove down from ATL into Miami, Florida. Why not parlay, right? So, we end up going to King of Diamonds. Yo, never been to King of Diamonds, ever. Vibe was fucking insane. The whole vibe, like even Sky from Black Ink, she was there, and that shit was lit. I think the best part for me was, of course, Booney performing, but the best part for me was the bottles coming to the fucking section, because it was a variety. I had the Tito's for a shot. I had the Don Julio for some damn pineapple juice. And I had the Henny for some, like, I'ma just pour this straight on ice type shit. And it was such a fucking vibe. Like, she turned up. Everybody turned up. We got really, 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 really happy lit. It was a happy lit. Me and Christina ended up leaving King of Diamonds because this was Christina's first time in Miami, and I was like, well, shit, we already out here. All we got to do is put some gas in the car. We might as well go to, what you call that? The Ocean Drive shit. All that. The beach. All that, the strip, basically. And so that's what we did. The best thing for me was driving to Ocean Drive from King of Diamonds and seeing the motherfucking cruise ships coming back to the ports, being able to lock back up on the ports, because that means cruises are most definitely about to start heading back out into the world of the seas, and we about to turn the fuck up, because I'm getting on a fucking Carnival cruise before this year is over. So if you want to get on, I'm going to get the dates together, and we going to book this trip, and it can just be a 3-day trip. It ain't got to be nothing serious, y'all. I just want to get back on a fucking cruise. Anyways, we had left and went on Ocean Drive. Now, because it was so fucking packed, or it was just a weekend to be out there, valet parking was insane. But I mean, I ain't even gonna tell y'all the price. I'm just let y'all know we paid that shit. We got fucked up. Had a Long Island that we split and couldn't even finish that whole. We had a good time on Ocean Drive. We ended up going back to the Airbnb at like 2-something, good ass vibes. We was good. Fucked up at this point, like literally fucked up, and this was Saturday night when that shit happened. We were. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We were fucked up, and so the next day was Sunday, and it was time for us to like go and shit. And so really Sunday was like the day. Okay, like we were going back to Atlanta, me and Christina. But also, like, Booty and them, the performance was over, so they were going to another area in Florida because they were going to stay out there and strip and, do they thug this will make a bag in Miami, then come back to Atlanta and blow that bag in Atlanta, then make a bag in Atlanta, you feel me? Nah, no, okay, maybe not. All right, I tried. But anyways, this Sunday, me and Christina getting up, it'd be like 11 o'clock when you got to get out the Airbnb hotel type shit. So we was getting our shit together. We packed up the car. But, like, when I tell you we got so lit the day before, it wasn't like a hangover type shit. It was just like, I just want to relax. I want to eat something good. And then I just want to lay down. So I really blame Christina, but I also blame myself because good thinking. When I first booked this ticket, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out there for 5 days instead of just the weekend and come back on that Sunday night. I decided to come back Monday, but late Monday. Like, flight didn't take off until 9:45 p.m. type Monday. So here we are Sunday. Like, okay, we about to stop and get something to eat. And then we getting back on the road to head to Atlanta so we can, like, sleep and then wake up Monday and go eat and shit before I got to go get back on the flight. Well. We pack up the car. We get in the car. And Christina's like, we in Miami. She want to try some, like, authentic Cuban shit. Like, she just want to try some authentic. And I'm just like, all right, we could do that, like, but find a spot. She found a spot. It was a little too authentic, if you ask me, because, the menu wasn't even in English, y'all. That's just how authentic it was. And so I instantly started looking for other places to go because I was like, nah, I got to get something on my stomach. So Christina ended up getting something. I don't even remember what the hell she got from it, but she was like, yo, let's go to the restaurant you picked. Well, I was looking up restaurants, but I wasn't even trying to look up restaurants, but it just popped up. I was just looking up like a fast food place, but that we could go sit down in and eat and then get on the road. But I ended up looking up the Red Rooster Tavern. And when I tell you, it took our Sunday travel day to Sunday fun day in a matter of 20 minutes of us just sitting there and vibing with the people. Okay, so mind you, I decided to put on clothes to travel in because we were about to get back on the road. So did Christina. She had a nice little dress on, fit the vibes. I had on my Adidas pants with a t-shirt. Like, it was, actually got on the same fucking shirt right now. What the fuck, ATL? Come on now. This is what we doing. But we ended up going to the Red Tavern. The thing was, we almost didn't even go because it was like, it was a 2-hour wait because you had to reserve. But then, it was 2 seats at the bar, but they were separate. And Christina saw it, and we just went over there. And shout out to the crew of ladies that was sitting at the bar too, because they ended up moving a seat over so we could put our 2 seats by us, and we were able to sit at the bar. But the catch was, the reason why it was so busy, about to get extremely busy, is because they have live bands at the Red Rooster. And this particular Sunday, it was Gospel Sunday. Like in our type, our color, the cultured Gospel Sunday. So, I'm gonna drop a video. I'm gonna drop a video just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, and just go on the page and look at the video and catch the vibes that was going on with the music. But yes, we were most definitely listening to a gospel band while sipping on our drinks and taking shots and eating good food at the bar at Red Rooster. Shout out to Derek, who's our bartender, and dude was serving them drinks. And shout out to the Andersons band. No, they don't have a social media, but they all have their own social media pages. But if you ever in Miami, go to the Red Rooster. They said they've been there for like a year now, but COVID kind of fucked them up. Live band. I'm talking about, like, the ladies could really sing. The men who were the musicians, I'm talking about impromptu vocals just coming out of nowhere, and the songs just started vibing. It was, they played some heat. Okay, I'm about to look it up real quick. Again, it's on my phone, so I'm about to put it by the mic. I'm sorry if you can't really understand it, but yeah, they were vibing. This was probably my favorite part. Okay. So that's just a little snippet of how he's feeling. I don't know if you can hear me in the background screaming and shit. Well, not screaming and shit, but like vibing with. Look, I was feeling the praise and worship, so I was giving what they was. I was receiving what they were giving, and that was the vibe within itself. And that's what really brought me to asking the question of the day that I asked about living in the moment. Because while we were there, what switched was we ended up only coming here because the first place that was chosen was a bad idea. And then we really only came because at this point we were hungry. But we ended up changing our whole plans and saying, fuck it, we're staying another day. We're going to book a hotel later. We about to continue turning up here at the Red Rooster with the gospel band. And then we going to go to the beach. We're going to go eat somewhere else. And then we going to get a hotel and head out before I got to catch my flight. Granted, this was not planned whatsoever. Like I said, even going to Miami wasn't the plan 3 months ago. So it was just like, you know, you get what I'm saying. Like, it just wasn't planned. So because it wasn't planned, we were really on that impromptu living in the moment type of vibe. And literally the whole weekend was living in the moment because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but we knew we were about to turn the fuck up. Like, it was a free damn trip. Why not? And so we ended up staying at the Red Rooster. I want to say maybe like we got there like, okay, we got out the hotel like 11:30. I mean the Airbnb 11:30. Went to the little Cuban spot 12ish. So we got there like 1. I'm gonna just give it right up 1 o'clock, and then we left at 3. All right. So we had 2 good hours of front row seat to live gospel music. That was good, by the way. And I ain't even trying to get all into the religion, but I haven't been to church in a minute. And just, I think listening and just vibing with them and like having a good time really just had me in a whole moment. And it was like I was truly living in a moment and having a good time, because I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. You feel me? And that's how that's my response to what living in the moment means to me. You feel me? So if you made it this far, shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in on this, because I knew I wanted to get that question out, and I knew I wanted to give my story out to explain the question, but I just didn't know how it was going to carry over. So shout out to y'all for sticking in this long in the episode, and I hope you realize what you living in the moment for and have the best definition and feeling you could think of when it comes to living in the moment. But so after we left that, we went on to the beach where some kids kicked me with sand, kicked sand all up in my face, and I couldn't even be mad because it wasn't even kids, it was toddlers. It was a 2-year-old and I think the little girl was like 4. And man, they saw me, but I didn't see them, and they didn't see me type shit. Ran up on me, kicked that sand, started crying at me. And I was like, what? Take me back to Atlanta, Christina. I'm ready to go. So we ended up continuing our day in Miami. I ended up changing clothes, putting on my swimming trunks and all that. We got into the vibe, put on some sunscreen. Like, we was really kicking it. Like, we had this planned. When little did we know, we should have been on the road instead of trying to stay a whole nother day. But we was already in the midst of doing that. So, worst part about that whole weekend was this night. That Sunday night, when we went out to eat on Ocean Drive again, we went to the worst restaurant. I don't even have the name of it. I wanted to get up so badly, but it was like one of those where they held your card type thing. Like, they put your card on file because I guess they're prone to having people. And that's when we should have got the fuck up. If you ever got to leave your card somewhere and it's not a bar where they got to swipe your card to put it on file, get the fuck up and leave, because you know you about to have a badass experience. We literally left the review right when we were there, because I'm on Yelp, be Cooksy. But yeah, we left the review right there while we was there, and I'm sorry, I just did not give a tip because my waitress was dead wrong. She brought me 3 fucking salads, and I never asked for a salad to begin with. So it was like, what you trying to tell me, sis? But nevertheless, we had a wonderful time. And we got in our hotel at the nick of time, because we didn't even call to book the hotel like we did in Atlanta. We just did it when we showed up. But it was like 2 a.m. when we showed up. And so we finally got in the hotel, took a shower, went to sleep, woke up at like 6 and left the hotel. This is what got me, y'all. We leaving the hotel, and I threw the key cards in the little basket, you know, where they have like where you can drop the key cards at. And this dude, we get in the car, and this dude like asks Christina, "Hey, can I see y'all room key? I'ma just go in and take a shower. I need to get freshened up." Christina, it was so early in the morning. She like, "Nigga, what?" I'm looking, no, nigga, get out of our face. You are not about to take my room key that we done put our card on file on for you to go in that bitch and do some God knows what, and for that charge to go on my card. Nah. And the dude got mad. He kind of blocked us in because Christina had backed in, and we was about to pull out, and he just kind of like sat there for a little second, and we both get out the car like, nigga, what are you doing? So he ends up taking off, and we hit the fucking road. We hit the road, and I fall asleep within 5 seconds. But Christina drove like 2 hours, and then I drove the rest, and then she drove the last hour because at this point we realized that one, we gonna make it to ATL, but we not gonna make it in time for us to even sit down and eat. And I didn't even put all my stuff in my suitcase, so I was like, we gotta pull over before we get to ATL for real, like in the nick of ATL. My flight was at 9:45. I had to be in a thing at like I think 8:45. They gave me like an hour before or whatever. And let's just say we pulled over, hit some traffic, and I made it there probably like 25 minutes before 9:45. Was able to put all my shit in. And I did take my little time walking in the airport still, because I was like, at this point, my bag is checked, so they can't do nothing without me. I still got to make it to the door. Made it to the door, sat down, downloaded my movie. I watched Flight. Weirdest thing ever. Don't do that shit. Don't watch a movie about a fucking flight and you on the damn airplane taking a flight. That was the dumbest thing I probably could have did. But got on the flight, and that's when shit just started going left. Luckily, I had my buzz going. You know, I was a little. We was chilling on the road. You know, especially when I became a passenger. I opened up the last little bottle we had, started sipping on that hoe, and got to the airport. I don't even know how I even got in this situation, but I like a window seat. I really do. I don't like middle seats, and I don't like aisles because a couple of things. I snore, so I like to put my head like facing the window, so it can kind of like keep the sound waves all right there and not be all in the mist. And plus, when I go to sleep, you know, I throw my head back, and if I got room to like toss it over into the aisle, I'm going to do that. Mouth going to be wide open. I'm going to be snoring loud. Like, it just wouldn't be right. So I always say, you know, put me by the window. So I decided to sit by this window. Well, you know, because of COVID, they doing like these every other seats, but if you family, you can sit with your partner or whatever. And so I sit down, not really realizing what the fuck I sat at. So in front of me was a row. It had like little backpacks on it and stuff, but I didn't think nothing of it because I had only saw a woman and a little girl. Like when I say little girl, I'm talking about like 6. And then I sat behind them, and to the right of me was another lady with, I just saw one little girl. Well, after I put on my seatbelt, and the person that came and sat in my row put on his eye patch and put his eye droplets in and had a whole full-blown phone conversation as the plane is going up in the air. Like, he even telling the people, hold on, I'm still talking on the phone, but we're going to get into that. But here comes the daddy with 3 other kids. Yo, when I tell you, it was no silence on that fucking flight whatsoever, and it was a night flight. It was so many kids on there just doing the most. I was like, never again will I ever do a late flight from ATL to fucking Houston, because this was not it. I had the dude to the right of me who wouldn't get off his phone. Like, we literally, they're dry. You know how they ride the plane to the lane so they can like take off or whatever? They're doing that, and the lady's like, "Sir, you got to get off your phone." But between the sir talking so damn loud and putting them eye drops in his and covering his eyes with his eye patches, the lady in front of me She ain't got enough electronic devices for her kids, so they arguing and shit. And the big girl getting mad because the little boy that took this, and the little girl over here trying to sleep on daddy, but daddy over here trying to mac on this other lady with her two kids that I come to find out. And she ended up breastfeeding the other kid. And me and the dude who decided to sit our dumbasses in between all that madness got off the plane to only look at each other and say, why the fuck did we do that? That was the worst flight ever. Shout out to people who travel with your kids. I know that's a hard ass task. But look, if you know your kids ain't there, buddy, leave their asses at home. Or you take a road trip. Don't do that. Because now you messing up my flight for an hour. And that was an hour and a half flight. And I watched my movie. And I did zone them out because when the lights went off, the kids did kind of fall asleep for a split like 15 minutes. Then they was up and it was up like Cardi B. When it's up and it's stuck and it's stuck and it's up. Hey. But nah, in all, I had a really good time on the experience with, of course, always linking up with Christina is a good time. Going to Atlanta is a good time. But going to Miami, after I had literally a month ago, I went to fucking Miami and it was lit. But yeah, just to go back and be lit all over again. Anybody else trying to go in June? Because, I mean, shit, I'll be down. 3 trips to Miami in three months, all back to back. Let's get it. 3 different experiences. I'm down. But if you're not and you down for a cruise, we can do that too because I'm definitely down for a cruise. And I tell you, I was so happy looking at all those damn cruise ships come back into the port. I mean, we literally at the beach and one was rotating coming back in. But nevertheless, it's your boy B, and I just want to tell y'all about this motherfucking experience I had because I felt like it was one that I wanted to talk about. It was funny as fuck. I mean, look, you sipped enough. You got a good question, and we had a good discussion about what the fuck I did while I was in at ATL and Miami at the same time. But real quick, I did tell y'all about this like a couple of episodes ago, but if you're down to tell your raw and uncut experience of any and everything, raw and uncut, be sure to tap the email button on Instagram or in the description down below, and send that shit to TALKBAC@gmail.com because I want to be able to share your raw and uncut experiences with the people that tune in to talk back and sip with us. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do nothing at all, you are definitely go drink to relax. Until next time, it's your boy B. Y'all stay breezy. Y'all stay fly. It's June the 1st. Shout out to my boy Walter. It's his birthday. Happy birthday to you, my boy. Love you to death. Had an amazing time with you this past weekend. But yeah, we going up this whole month of June. I'm going to try not to drink as much, and I'm going to try not to do all my other festivities, and I'm going to try and lose 10 pounds so I can go skydiving for my own damn birthday next month. Let's see if I do that. Hold me to it because, yeah, your boy really wants to jump out this plane. I done already bought that shit, so kind of ain't got no choice. You know, it's just going to do what it do, and we gonna get to it. And, yeah, that's all I got to say. Until next time, tap in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Talk Back is where it's always been.